Hey guys, so it has been a while since I've done like an actual sit down and talking video. Um, of course, Pookie wants to be in the video. Okay, so basically, this year has brought a lot of agony, heartbreak, grief, a number of things, happiness even, and I'm not talking about 2017 because we're just in like the third day, but 2016 was really rough. It was a really rough year for a lot of people, but not just that we lost a lot of celebrities, but well, let me just go from the beginning. It started off a good year. I spent it with my friends and my family, and I got engaged at the end of 2015, and so then 2016 in January I got married, and so everything was going good, and he was getting out of active duty Air Force, and so we were going through a lot of changes, like him moving back from Georgia to Indiana and trying to find a job and in the civilian world, and it was just a lot. So, but me and my daughter, we still lived at my mama's house, and then sometime in February my daughter got sick with the flu, and she was like a huge Nana's girl. Like, she had to be basically like stuck up her butt. So obviously, with my mom having a really bad like immune system, she ended up getting the flu. And so my daughter had the flu. So Sophia had the flu for 2 weeks, but towards the end of the second week, she was getting better. So my mom got the flu, and at the end of the second week, she wasn't getting better, and it just got worse. So basically March 11th, a lot of stuff went down. Took my mom to the hospital, and she died. She didn't make it. So 2016 was a rough year for me because I had to do a lot of stuff without my mom, and I always had her, and it was really rough for me, and it was rough for my daughter because my daughter just, for her whole 7 years, she wasn't even 7, she was almost 7, so her whole 6 years of life, almost 7 years of life, that's all she knew was me and my mom. So that was really rough on her, and it was really rough on me. And with me being the oldest, I had to take care of a lot of things. I had to take care of the majority of things. I talked to my brothers, and I got advice from my aunt and my grandma, and they were with me there for a lot. But once everybody went home and went back to their regular lives, it was just me. And so that was really tough. So I was supposed to spend Sophia's birthday and my mom's birthday with them, and Easter with them. And then Mom was going to bring me to Indiana because my husband got us a house and got a job and everything. So she was going to bring me to, help me get to Indiana with my stuff, and have Sophia back with her for the remainder of Sophia's school year, so that I wouldn't have to take her out of school, and she could start second grade here in Indiana. Well, when she died, all that went out, just poof, like it's not that way anymore. And so I didn't get to Indiana until May 1st, and it was just crazy. Like, I was dealing with a lot of things, and I had to deal with court issues and transitioning from a mom who lived with her mom, I guess, and had that help, and didn't have to run a household, to being a stay-at-home wife and mother, and having to unpack and having to clean and make dinner, and that's nothing different from whatever, and it was a lot different for me. So going through 2016, it was really tough because I had to deal with that. But aside from, you know, losing my mom, you know, I got to marry, you know, a really great man, and, you know, he takes really good care of me and my daughter, and, we also decided that we were going to try for another baby, and, like, I really, like, for anybody who knows me knew, like, I was the kind of person who was like, I'm never getting married, I'm never gonna have any more kids, like, and just, no, it's not for me. But when I met Ben, you know, all that changed, and we got married, and, I really wanted to have, you know, kids, or a kid with him, and, which was really like, what? Me? Me? Caitlin? We tried to, you know, we tried for about 4 or 5 months to have a baby, and so then in August, I had a dream with my mom, and it was like, we were sitting at the table, and we're talking, and she said to me, and I don't remember what we're talking about, but I remember she looked at me, and she said, so, aren't you excited? I said, well, about what? What am I excited for? And she goes, well, you're pregnant, you're gonna have a baby. Aren't you excited? That's what you wanted, right? And I was like, well, we've been trying, but we don't know if I'm gonna have a baby or not, like, anytime soon. And, like, she was like, no, you're pregnant. Like, why are you acting like you don't know you're pregnant? So it was really weird. And I was kind of like, oh, well, maybe I'm pregnant, you know? But I didn't believe it. I didn't want to get my hopes up because, you know, all those other months, you wait and you wait and you wait, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's on my period, I'm not pregnant. So then, it was about 3 days before I was supposed to start my period. It was a Wednesday. Maybe it was 4 days, 3 or 4 days before I was supposed to start my period. So, all of a sudden, like, this might be TMI, but my boobs hurt so bad. Like, it hurt to touch, it hurt for anything to be on them, like, for them to be in a bra, like, it hurt for them being out of the bra, cause it was just, like, painful, and it was like, take my breath away, painful. I've never had this pain before. And I was like, I know some women and some females have, like, breast pain before their periods. So I was like, but I've never had, like, this is not a symptom. This is not a symptom for me to have breast pain before I start my period. Like, so I was like, and something clicked, and I was just like, man, I better be pregnant. Like, this has got to be it. Like, something just told me, like, Caitlin, you know, you're pregnant. So I waited, and I was gonna. So the next morning, my husband gets up, and I get up with him to get Sophia ready for school, and so that was really, it was just like, man, like, I just couldn't wait. Like, I was just like, I know it's probably not gonna say anything, but I'm so excited. I have to try. Like, I have to try. So they left. He took her to school, and he went to work, and so I stuck the little thing down there, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, well, it's negative. There's no line. So I'm talking to my best friend Amanda on the phone, and I'm like, okay, well, I just took this test, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did, but it looks like it's negative. So then I look down again, and there's like this very faint line, like you can hardly see the line, but it was like there, and I'm like, oh my god, like, that's a line. That's a really faint line, but it's a line. So I'm like freaking out. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna get too excited because maybe it's false positive, like something. The next day I had an appointment to go to my family doctor, and I was like, well, I'll just talk to her about it then. Like, I'm just not gonna bring it up or anything. So she looked at it and she goes, I mean, it's really faint, but that looks like a positive to me. But they did a test, and it came back negative. And she said, well, our test came back negative, you know, if you want, I can go ahead and refer you to an OBGYN, you know, that your insurance will take. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can go ahead and do that, because even if I'm not pregnant, I need to go ahead and get a pre-checkup, make sure everything's okay, you know, whatever, since I have been trying for this long. And they're like, yeah, okay. So then Sunday comes around, and I was like, it was very dark. It was very dark, you know, because I was supposed to start my period by Saturday or Sunday. So it was a very dark, it was a very positive test. And I was like, oh my God, I can get excited. Oh my God, ah. You know, I was so excited. And so, you know, I talked to my husband. He was excited, and you know, I think it was a little hard for him to understand, like, this is real, this is happening, you know, because he's never had kids. Like, my daughter Sophia is his stepdaughter, like, but he loves her the same, you know, as his own, but you know, he's never, you know, he didn't start from a baby. he didn't start from a newborn and go through the pregnancy with a woman and all that. So I was like, okay, this is happening. So I heard back from the OBGYN that I was going to go be seen. And so I get the doctor and I go in, and they're like, well, the next time that you come in, we will do an ultrasound. It was about 7 weeks along when they did my ultrasound, my first ultrasound. And I was like, wow, and you could hear the heartbeat, and it's just a little bitty thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So, you know, and so ever since then, you know, I've been dealing with this pregnancy. Well, you know, I think the hardest part about the pregnancy so far has been when I called my family in Georgia and some in North Carolina and Alaska to tell them that I was pregnant. I was like, all right, that's everyone. And it was just, it really hit me when I couldn't call my mom and tell her. So it was hard to have to deal with that, like, to go through a pregnancy and not have my mom, not just not have her here with me, but not have her at all. And so that's been really, it's been really hard. But then in September, my best friend got engaged, and they got married at the end of October. So we flew to Georgia because we were not making that drive again. And so we flew to Georgia for the wedding, and it was really sweet and amazing, and I'm so glad that I got to be there. And so then we came back to Indiana, and then it was time for Thanksgiving, and that was hard because not only did I not have my mom, but it was my very first Thanksgiving ever, really, without my family, without being with my family. My grandma, my aunt, my cousins, my brothers, like, all of them. My mom. So it was like, I didn't just not have my mom, but at that point, for the holidays, I didn't have my family. So I was just really dreading Thanksgiving. And, I mean, it was okay. It turned out alright because I made a friend here in Indiana and in my neighborhood, and so we went to Thanksgiving lunch with her and her family to her house, and then the next day we went to Thanksgiving with my mother-in-law to her house, and it was really nice. Like I said, then December was crazy, and I've never had a Christmas ever in my life that I can remember, because I've always been with my family, or we didn't have a Christmas dinner or like a Christmas lunch or Christmas breakfast or anything like that. And I didn't have that this year. I bought all these toys and clothes for Sophia and for my nieces and nephews that I have acquired after being married into this family, and for sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws and all the craziness. Like, I did a lot of shopping, but when it came down to it, it was just like, wow, this is just gonna be us. And my daughter was actually supposed to be with her father for Christmas Day, but I talked to him and I was like, look, I know that this is what the papers say. I was like, you know, this is my first Christmas without my family and without my mom. And if I wake up without my daughter on Christmas Day, I am going to be so upset. And I'm just going to cry. So, I got her. And then the next day we took her to her dad. Well, I met up with her dad. And then New Year's came around. New Year's was very uneventful. It was like, me and my husband Ben, we literally just laid in bed on our phones. And we took some pictures on Snapchat and Instagram. And that was it. I know, like, talking about it, it doesn't seem like it's been a rough year. But emotionally, it's been a very rough year. And the biggest thing being because this is, with all this change that I've had to go through, and then on top of that, just not have my mom. So yeah, this past year, 2016, can suck it. Like, it's not been the best. I hope that other people's 2016 wasn't, like, really crappy for the same reason that mine was. But, but I do understand, like, if it just was overall a crappy year. You know, so that is the update, basically. I would really like to start doing, like, regular videos. And I know I've said this before in other videos, but I've got a camera now, like an actual camera, and it's got so much storage, and I don't have to use my webcam anymore on my computer, you know, stuff like that. So probably if I did start vlogging, it would probably be, like, when the baby came in May, because I'm due in May. So in May, when the baby came, I would probably vlog then, because I'd have more stuff that I could show, like, so I hope that this wasn't stupid and boring and, like, a waste of my time, but I really would like to, like I said, start making more regular videos. And I'd have to get better lighting, but more regular videos, and, you know, maybe sit here and talk about things that I feel strongly about, or just don't feel strongly about, or just whatever, you know. And I would really just like to improve my videoage on my channel. So if you appreciated this video, and you, whether you know me or not, and you kind of feel me, or you understand me, or whatever, you know, like, you know, thumbs up, comment if you want to, if you have any questions, and subscribe, you know. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. I hope everyone is having a decent day. I hope that y'all's day is not as gloomy as mine is, because it's, like, rainy and just blah outside. So I didn't really mean to go, like, story mode in the middle of one main story, but I did. So but anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all have a good night, or whatever. Thumbs up, subscribe, you know, suggest other videos I could do or talk about, and I will catch you on another time. Bye.